Hey there, nerds. It's cool nerdy boy. Telling just spent 6 hours with the Great Depression, brand new. Well, six, seven. What time is it? Four. Yeah. Um, 4 in the morning. I got it a couple hours early thanks to the leak. Thanks to some of my Twitter friends. Shout out. I'm not gonna say their names, so shout out. But yeah. Let's just hop straight into this one with track one, the Great Depression title track. Blah 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 blah. When it started, the leak, I thought it was a scam or something, just because this is not how I expected As It Is record to open. Sorry. But I was pleasantly surprised when, sorry, my camera's acting stupid. I was surprised when it did, but this song, how it opens up with Patty singing, "Hello, consumers, I know you're out there," or I know you're listening, or something. It's really cool how like he says that and it opens up this whole world of the album, given the fact it's a concept album, The Great Depression. Um, it's really cool. I don't have too much to say. It's not one of my favorites, not one of my least favorites, but it's a really cool song. So we're just gonna dive straight into track number two, called Das Wounded World. The Wounded World. Yeah, shut up. Um, So this is my one of my least favorite songs on the album, just because the overusage. I don't know if that's a thing. The over saying, probably not a thing either, of the line "We're all to blame for the wounded world." It just gets cringy after a while. And with it being the lead single, I've replayed it way too much to the point to where it's not that enjoyable anymore, but the breakdown's still pretty cool. The concept behind it's cool, but it's definitely one of my least favorites on this album. Let's hop straight into track number three, called "The Fire, The Dark." The Fire, The Dark. Sounds cool too. Sorry. So this song is one of my favorites on the album, given the fact that the Patty screams are on point, the guitar on it is awesome, and the chorus where it's like, "I start fires in the dark." Yeah, I know I suck at singing. Shut up, you trolls. Um, the way Patty sings that is really cool, and especially the gang vocals with him, Ben, and my boy Alistair. I think, yeah, I think he sings on it. I know at least Patty and Ben do, but it's really cool. Definitely one of my favorites on this album. Typical as it is, well, sort of typical as it is sounding song, but it's done in the right way. Track four, we'll just dive right in, is The Stigma Boys Don't Cry. The Stigma Boys Don't Cry. I'm going to do that for every song, so deal with it. Yeah. This song, it's not one of my favorites or least favorites. Second single released from the album. I don't know. It was really cool when I first heard it, but after a while it just became a little repetitive and annoying. It still has some replay factor, given the fact that it has one of the best guitars on the album. My favorite song on the album, which you'll find out later in the album, track 9, has the best guitars on the album, in my opinion. But, yeah, it's not one of my favorites, not one of my least favorites. It's kind of just there. I don't skip over it like I do The Wounded World, but, yeah. So we'll dive into this track 5. Sorry. It's called The Handwritten Letter. The Handwritten Letter. Okay, that's actually gonna annoy me, so I'll stop. This song is one of the more pop punk songs. I like the line in the chorus, "I need you when I'm bruised, I need you when I'm broken." And it's definitely one I wasn't expecting, but I was. It takes, sorry, I have an itch. As It Is has mostly been a pop punk band their whole career, and this just takes all the pop punk they've done and kind of collides it. I could see this song fitting in on Never Happy or Okay, or even some of their older EPs like Bohemian Place, or I think that's what's called, Belhemium, Bheliem Place, Bohemium, I don't know, or This Mind of Mine, yeah, This Mind of Mine. Mind on mind. Mind of mine. Sorry, I get confused. Um, I could see this one fitting on there pretty perfectly. So yeah, not one of my favorites, not one of my least favorites. But let's go right into track 6. The question and the answer. I don't have much to say about this. Not one of my favorites, not one of the least favorites. The first half of this album is way better than the second half. I mean, the second half is way better than the first half. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And I get it's acoustic and stuff, but it doesn't really do that much for me. It's kind of there. I listen to it. It's I don't know, beautiful nightmare. Yeah. So we'll dive right into track 7, The Reacher featuring Aaron Gillespie. This is the first song on Bargaining, the third act of the 5. The whole album is Depression. The first act, so they split this album up into the 5 stages of grief. Um, the first stage is the whole entire album. The first stage of grief is Depression, which is the whole album. And then you have anger, denial, bargaining, and acceptance. And this was the first one on Bargaining. It has Aaron Gillespie of Under Oath fame. And I was very blown back by the guitars and especially the way the bass just pounds through and opens the song. It's really awesome. I was not expecting it the first time I heard it. Patty, the way he almost screams, sort of. It's really epic. And yeah, you should listen to it. And let's move on to track 8. Sorry, I had something in my throat. My second favorite song on this whole entire album, The Two Tongues Screaming Salvation. It opens kind of with like a 40s to 50 like radio sound ish, and it breaks into the song, but I love how pop punk it is, how pop punk it sounds. It's just altogether a really great song. Don't have too much to say about it, but the guitars are spot on. Same guitar parts from the end, which is the closing track, are on this song, and I thought that was really cool that they tied them together. But the fact that he's talking about death and once again the Reaper and stuff in this song, it's really cool. And like this point of the album, everything's starting to tie together. And then we move on to track 9, which is called The Truth I'll Never Tell, which is my all-time favorite song on this album. This song, the guitar parts, the amount of pop punk, it just blew me away. I was not expecting anything like it. And the guitars are what really get it for me, but the chorus too. That chorus killed me. Yeah. So, not too much to say about it because I've only listened to it 6, 7 times. I know that's a lot. Blah, blah, blah. But it's a really great song, best on the album. If you like As It Is, older stuff, you'll definitely love this song. It's the perfect pop punk song on this album with little effects of screamo, kind of like in Screaming Salvation. But yeah, we're gonna move on to track 10. My least favorite on this album. It is called "The Haunting." I love you, Ben. We've met. You're cool and stuff, dude. Because he wrote this whole entire song. It's just this song seems so lyrically clichéic, and Patty is like, this is where people, this is why people don't like Patty. I love Patty, even though it sounds like SpongeBob sometimes. But this is why people don't like Patty. It just seems way too typical. Patty doesn't really do anything with his voice in the song. The part Ben does in it, I'm just not a fan of. This is probably, well, this is definitely my least favorite on the album. Don't have too much to say about it. I listened to it a couple times. After I played the album for about the 4th time, I just started skipping over this one because it wasn't doing anything for me. So we're gonna move on to track number 11, The Hurt, The Hope. And this isn't one of my favorites, but it's definitely close. This song I was not expecting. It blew me away, and how slow it is. This is the other ballad. How it starts slow and then just builds up, kind of like their song on their album OK. Still remembering this? I'll have to review that album soon. But it's about the Great Depression right now. It was honestly something I was not expecting, and it was really cool to hear the chorus, how the guitar played, Patty almost like harmonizing and stuff. So, like I said, don't have too much to say. Don't really have too much to say about this whole album, given the fact it's so fresh in my ears. But yeah. So we're gonna move into the last track, The End. Um, this track is okay. I mean, it's not great. It kind of, I don't know. The way it opens with Patty and the gang vocals harmonizing is really cool, and the fact that they've been teasing, like, in the Wounded World, in the Stigma video, where it's like, no, well, no, I don't think it's in the video for Boys Don't Cry, Stigma, where it's like nobody's listening. It's how it opens up the album. Other than that, it just seems like a typical As It Is song, which is fine. I'll listen to it. I won't skip over it, but I mean, yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to give you my overall thoughts. Did this album fully meet my expectations? I won't lie, no, but I mean, I'm glad that they went for something true. My favorite tracks on this album are definitely, my favorite is The Truth, I'll Never Tell, what's that one song? The Two Tongues, Screaming Salvation, and The Fire of the Dark. And my least favorite tracks are definitely The Haunting and The Wounded World. And if I had to give this album an overall rating, for right now, I'd probably stick with a 7.5 out of 10. That could go back to a 7. Depends on how many times I listen to it and, yeah, redo my opinion. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been Kellen here. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, actually, no. Later today, maybe. About the new With Confidence album, Love and Loathing. But, yeah. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and I will see you later. What did I say? 7.5 out of 10?
Yeah.